What up, Dokkanners? This is going to be a recap of the entire Transcendent Dokkan campaign, Dokkan Now Special presentation. This is going to be void of all of the reaction and questions and the mini games and all that stuff, just the straight up facts. So I went through the presentation again myself. I wrote everything down. We're going to go over all of the details. I'm also not going to lie, I'm very sleepy right now because I am recording this after several other videos and of course the live stream. Having woken up so early, also have to go into work, so little crunch for time, little tired, little cranky, all that stuff. So if I seem a little off, it is simply because of that. So let's start from the top here. The Transcendent Dokkan campaign, as you guys know, is the new Dragon Ball Super Broly LR. We have a new MC. Now, the reason why I mentioned that before talking about the MC is because there was a funny thing that I talked about in my final predictions video, the one before all of this stuff dropped. And that was regarding the new MC, because some people found in the AI overview of this new MC, Akari Nibu, that she enjoys Dragon Ball Super Broly, or that she was at some event featuring Dragon Ball Super Broly. And I didn't think that that really meant anything. And to be honest, even though we got what we got today, I still don't think that that necessarily dictated that she was going to be showing up here. Although you can't outright dismiss that possibility. Because where were the other two MCs? They weren't around. Was it because they've moved on? Is it because she was the best fit for this, considering her love for Dragon Ball Super Broly? I don't know. But that tweet now retroactively became right, and it's just funny because I'm sure a lot of people are a little shocked by that. But anyway, new MC, fresh face. It was a nice change of pace. So she was there alongside Geppi and Omatsu for, once again, the usual. Now, this is not a full-on anniversary caliber campaign. This is a step below that. So as far as expectations, as far as overall information, it is not going to be on the same level, and I feel like some people might have forgotten that. But here's the program schedule, information on events, new characters. New characters. Well, okay, I guess technically that's okay because it's a reversible exchange unit and it's technically two different characters, but this is very clearly wrong. Information on Extreme Z Awakenings. There is no other Extreme Z Awakening that they show in this video. There's just the one. Dragonstone giveaway challenge. So let's start by talking about the free stones, because the free stones are how they open and close this entire presentation. 20 Dragonstones were given out for reaching over 70,000 viewers. It would have been less if we hit the lower thresholds, but we did hit this goal. 75,000 is what we got over the 70,000. So everybody got 20 Dragonstones. By the time you're watching this video, we will not have been given those stones yet. When will you get them? Probably well into the new Tanabata celebration. It will not be before. It will probably be, my guess, 3 days into the new Tanabata celebration. So considering that the celebration starts August 28th at Global's reset, 3 days after that would basically be at the very end of the month of August or at the beginning of September. That's my guess. If it's wrong, I promise you they will still give it to us. I'm sure you guys will continue to ask me. And you know what? If it takes long enough, I'll make a video just for you. Just for you, Jake. All right, so 20 stones from this. Another 10 stones were going to be given out from the end because they do this like water hook fishing minigame thing. So that gives us another 10 Dragonstones. They also talk about a special web store promotion for a limited time from the start of the new Tanabata celebration, where you can also earn an extra 10 Dragonstones from that. Meaning, all in all, you would have a total of 40 Dragonstones to get from this for free. And again, won't be happening right away. Will happen later on. That's the first bit of news. After that, we then jump into the main bulk of the information. So the first thing that we talk about is the login bonus, standard boilerplate stuff. You can see in the graphic here, there is a ticket. This ticket, I would imagine, is going to function similarly to how we did the... Was it worldwide last year? Yeah, it must have been worldwide. Worldwide celebration, we were given these two different banners, and your memorial stones were also related to this because you could use the memorial stones to buy any one of these characters featured. Granted, these characters are featured by like the couple dozen, right? Because it's just featuring all the Dokkan festivals and all that stuff from before. But if you wanted to buy them specifically, it would obviously cost you a much higher premium. You would buy that with those Dragonstone memorial stones directly, or you could exchange it for a special like 50 summon with extra perks or just regular summons. So I think that's what this is also going to be about. We're going to be able to exchange those memorial stones for these tickets, or just get these tickets in general by doing missions. and it's just more free summons. Now, this God Goku, the first time that I saw it, I didn't realize what it was. I just looked at the fact that it's a God Goku. So in my mind, and I think a lot of people at the time, we were thinking, oh, is this going to be Saiyan Day? Or not Saiyan Day. Battle of Gods. Because God Goku, Battle of Gods, it involves Saiyans. It's possible. But this is actually, I believe, the TUR for the Tech LR Gods. If not the TUR, definitely one of the assets involved in the animation. But I want to look this up for myself because I'm pretty sure this is in fact the TUR for that. So this is the LR. Yeah, it is the TUR. It is definitely the TUR. Okay. So that's this one. Cool. You get Kais, you get all that good stuff. Sure. Next, we talk about the Porunga Dragon Ball campaign. Instead of the 3 wishes that you can do 3 times, totaling to 9 wishes, aka 9 rewards, they have bumped it up to 15 wishes. Why? I don't know. But I started thinking, hey, 15 is a multiple of 5. Why are we getting 3 times 5? Could this perhaps have something to do with the God ritual that happens in Battle of Gods? That was my next train of thought. I don't remember if they actually said anything more about this. Also, I can only discuss what I know. There is a lot of LR free talk, explanation of information, basically banter moments on the JP side that global players obviously would not understand. There might be some things in there that was said that would shed more light to some of these questions, but I don't have all that. So it doesn't matter because ultimately the point is you're getting 5 rounds of 3 wishes. So definitely it's, you know, making you guys realize you must play during the celebration, get all the free rewards. The rewards have gotten a lot better. So it's definitely very, very good that they're doing this, and also a great thing for new players, low spending players. Resources is obviously something that's very difficult for non-spending players. Next, we talk about the new challenge event that is coming up, Ultimate Red Zone. Now, good news here, Ultimate Red Zone is a known quantity, a very challenging event. Bad news, limited attempts, I should say. So maybe we get some sort of temporary unlimited attempt thing, or maybe perhaps they grandfather in some other red zone type events, like maybe some old blue zone stages, and they give them the infinite attempt thing. I don't know. This one will most definitely be limited though, so I'm going to hate that, because as far as doing them in videos, I will only have like 1 or 2 attempts to try with weaker teams before I then have to switch to the power of money just to make sure I can get the video out. So we'll see what they do. But you're going to be able to earn 50 Dragon Stones from this and a new support memory. The support memory, I would imagine, is probably going to have something to do with Pure Saiyans. We do have a Pure Saiyans support memory that I think it's a temporary Pure Saiyans buff. But what it more so does is that it heals you. I think it's the Bulma, right? Let's see. Bulma. Yes, 50% health. Pure Saiyans 10% for 2 turns. And honestly, this is my favorite support memory in the game. So getting a perma boost version of the Pure Saiyans would probably be a good thing. So we'll have to wait and see. Looking at the roster though, you got Broly, you've got Z, and you've got Super. I don't see GT. I don't see Dragon Ball, which makes sense. I mean, Dragon Ball, there's no other Saiyan, but GT though, little surprise there. They also say that they will be releasing the levels sequentially. So this is not all going to be dropping at the same time. It's going to be done maybe like, well, considering this is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 5 stages. So they'll drop the first 2 in part 1. They'll drop the second 2 at the end of part 1. And they'll drop the final one in part 2, maybe when the new LR comes out, like the part 2 LR, maybe. We'll have to wait and see. So there's that. Then they go on to discuss a couple of more events coming up, and that is the seriously, and the intensifying fights stage number 9. Both of these stages are coming up. Normally, when it comes to the first one, you guys know that this is where we can sometimes get free tickets. I don't imagine that's going to be happening this time around, because this is a new not a new celebration, a marquee celebration. In the past, they would give us like extra, would it be extra stones or just regular stone rewards for it? I think that's also what they say here. They don't explicitly outright say there won't be tickets, but they say you can do this to aim to obtain dragon stones. I don't know if this is just like standard boilerplate stuff, but yeah, I would not expect free tickets on the new Tanabata celebration. It will be interesting to see who the new boss fight is going to be. Intensifying fights is never really much of a challenge, but it's more of a figure out the hidden condition to activate the secret ending, basically. It's fun and it's more stones. That's ultimately the most important thing. Now we move on to the next update to an older event, Festival of Battles. That's right. So some of you might find this as horrific news because some of y'all hate this event. Some of you might think, oh great, even more stuff for me to do. I haven't even beat the event once. And then there are those like me who like the event period. Festival of Battles is getting a new mission, clear with Super Int, Super STR, and Super Physical on the team. Now, I don't know specifically why they're asking for a purple, red, and yellow character on the team. I was trying to think of something. If you can think of any reason why they want these three specific, let me know. Because the new Tech LR isn't obviously one of these. The Vegeta is also super... Well, actually, he's Super Int, so he would fit this. But he is a defensive stacker, so probably not what you would want to be using. But yeah, let me know if you have any ideas as to why they would want these three in particular. New stage is going to be coming up. They say that you can earn 15 Dragon Stones and a title. I think what that means, though, is that you'll be able to get the stone part of the reward by clearing the first 20... Was it 25 stages? And then the unique title is basically a go for glory type thing. And if you can clear that, you get the title. I think that's what it is. We'll see. But that's my guess. Like, a data download is supposed to be happening probably in a day or so. Also, I am losing my train of thought. Oof, my brain is melting. Okay, so after this, that's when they finally show the new character. Check out my reaction. Check out my full breakdown on the unit's overall kit. Very, very good. Easily could be the best unit in the game because that is how complete the unit is. The unit brings together the power of movie boss and movie heroes, and honestly, I'm probably going to start calling them movie reps when I'm running this guy as my lead, because this unit is very good in every way. It's very surprising. So again, I'm not going to show all the animations and stuff. Then we see the card art. Honestly, this is my favorite one. This might be one of my favorite all-time LRs in terms of this shot right here. This Frieza holding out his hand and Gogeta just looks so cold. I love it. Full details, animations on the new unit, so that's cool. They also announced the LR Golden Frieza EZA. So let's scroll all the way past all this and get to that. That is the only... Wait, do they call it Extreme Z Awakening or plural? No, here they say just the singular Extreme Z Awakening. It's Golden Frieza. So TLDR, what they basically do is they make Golden Frieza's passive, where he gets more squishy, they make it take twice as long to actually get squishy. And then on top of that, he gets contingencies. He starts off as your slot 1 defender with extra cushioning, everything that you could ask for. As you get squishy, you would start to slowly move him to slot 2 and then ultimately into slot 3. And parts of his passives will reflect that. So this unit goes from all-out defense to some pretty stellar offense and defense with just a little bit less of the damage reduction and a little bit less of the critical. This unit is going to translate pretty well. Obviously, seeing this does not instill some people with confidence. I myself couldn't quite say like, oh, this is going to be broken. I'm optimistic, but I do understand that this could be the source of some skepticism. So obviously, I will do a showcase to test them out alongside obviously the new units. So LR Golden Frieza, easy covered here. Then we get to the water balloon fishing challenge. So if you want to watch the whole thing, it's in the reaction, it's in the live stream. I'm not going to show all that here. But they get to that after they do the live concurrent viewers, which as you see here, we shattered it. Well, not shattered it, but we passed it. 70,000. 75,000 was the number. And then they start doing the whole water balloon fishing thing. I don't know if this is some like cultural thing, but honestly, maybe it was just because I was so sleep deprived. I could not follow what they were doing. Like, they told us what they were trying to do. Like, you have to get a certain amount to get some dragon stones, but I was just not following. They used a hook to get a balloon, and then some people fail to do that. Is that a test of depth perception through the obstructed lens of water? I don't know. Anyway, this went on for about 40, was it 40 minutes? Like 30 solid minutes, maybe? No, that's wrong. It was more of like 20 minutes. It was more like 10 minutes. Okay, whatever. After they did that, it was fun. We got 10 dragon stones. Omatsu won. Geppy and Akari, they both only got one. This is actually a pretty funny picture. He's a good sport about it. He's salty, and he's like, hey man, can I put this down? I'm just winning too much. After that, they gave us even more information. So the additional information, the gift campaign will be happening from September until the 11th anniversary, which basically means including the end of January. So that means September, October, November, December, January. I think for 5 months, they will be doing this. Each month, 100 lucky winners worldwide will receive Dragon Stones and other amazing rewards. Now, when I saw this, I was thinking, does this have anything to do with that Dragon Ball Shenron wish thing on Twitter where you would choose what you wanted? Some people voted for all oolongs. Some people voted for other random stuff. This is not that. This is something different because the winner would be getting Dragon Stones and other amazing rewards, not one or the other. So this is something to, I guess, otherwise keep people engaged, I would imagine. Ghost accounts, junk accounts, people who don't play much probably won't be realistic candidates for this sort of thing. I would also imagine each month, if you were to win once, you're probably never going to win another one, because if one person were to win twice in a five-month span, that might be a little insane. 100 every month is not a lot when you consider how many people download this game. So there's some news there. There's more, but wait, there's more. Let's go to the next piece of news. Oh my god, I can't see. Everything is getting dim. All right. New battle sit. No, I lied. No, not yet. We're not ready for that yet. Okay. So the next thing that they talk about is that they are announcing a Dokkan Battle public live broadcast. So what this is going to be is this is basically the JP version of the upcoming Community Fest in Los Angeles, September 6th. This is going to be the place where they provide the latest info on characters and events, and they're going to be doing it twice in 2025. Now, I don't know if that necessarily means that they're going to continue to do this twice every year. I also don't know if this even applies to the Community Fest on the global side, or is this just a JP only thing? Either way, if this is going to happen at least once a year, that means you're basically getting one live producer's letter video or live stream, maybe even two if you're on JP. Obviously, global players will still get the same information, but it may not necessarily be in the same sort of fanfare driven kind of way. If they do decide to do this twice with the global version, that means 2 trips to LA. And I feel like more of you might suddenly want to start coming out here just to attend this venue, but we'll see. But there was a very specific reason why they're talking about doing this, especially twice this year, and it's because of the new battle system coming up. So let's go ahead and dive into probably what is most intriguing about this whole thing for some of you, the new battle system. Let me start off by saying no details as of yet. We have absolutely zero clue how this is going to work, but they are currently working to develop content where you can play with a new battle system. So develop content where you can play with a new battle system. If you're to take that very literally, I think what that probably means is there's going to be some new mode where you play Dokkan differently. Maybe they're doing it this way because they want to implement this new update in such a way where if you don't want to play it in this new way, you can stick to the traditional setup of playing the, you know, the bubble popping game, or it's something different. So I'll get to more about what I'm thinking in a bit. Let's go ahead and just go through what they talk about here. I would probably just want to verbatim copy what they say. We are preparing to allow users to play a beta version in the Community Fest 2025 and the public live broadcast. So LA, September 6th, 2025. You 150 people will get to try this out if you want. And then public live broadcast, I think following that week or the week after, whatever, in Japan, players will also be able to test this out. They'll get to experience what this new battle system looks like. Okay. I am losing my sight. I'm getting sleepy. It is still under development, so while incorporating valuable opinions from users who have actually played it, we would like to convey the progress as appropriate when the timing is right to release the information. So as far as we are concerned, this is still way out. They still need input, they still need feedback, they still need more time to develop. So I would not imagine this is something that's going to be implemented until at least GDC 2026. But still, it's something big. And if you guys recall, a couple years ago, they were doing these focus group test like interview things in LA in terms of Dokkan, quality of life, whatever. They were doing group interviews and things like that. So this could just be another one of those ideas that either, you know, people who attended those meetings might have discussed, or perhaps the surveys. Oh, I gotta finish that survey. Oh shoot, it's due in a day. So yeah, this could be great. I really hope that this is something that people really accept and cling on to. So as far as what I'm guessing it could be, again, based on nothing at all, what I'm thinking is that it's going to be a more overhauled, updated, otherwise much more smooth experience when playing the game. Because right now, as we've been getting more updates, more mechanics, floating stat buffs and things like that, there are certain issues that we simply just have too much of. We can't keep track of stats. Sometimes it can be a little overly convoluted. Calculations are very difficult for some people to figure out. Attack stats are not visible, defensive stats not visible. It could just be a top to bottom streamlining of the entire user interface when battling, that it just warrants an entirely new labeled battle system where it just looks different, it looks nicer, it functions better. Who knows? That's where I'm thinking this is. I don't think this is ultimately going to be anything more than that. There is no PvP. If you're thinking that PvP is coming to Dokkan, it is not happening, because the very purpose of PvP in a mobile game for Dragon Ball was Legends. So if you're trying to play PvP, Legends is that thing. Dokkan, by its very nature, is catering to someone who wants to play at their own pace. If at this juncture they would implement pay to play or PvP, it would kill the game, because this would then mean that those of you who summon for 55% are now suddenly at the mercy of everybody else who summons more, gets more copies. As other people see that other ones have more copies, they will try to summon and get more copies, and all of a sudden your 55% is way less useful than what it was before. It would kill the very essence of the game. It will never be a PvP in that way. It could be PvPs in different ways, similar to World Tournament, or it could be some sort of a co-op. That's another thing. There could be some sort of a co-op involved, some sort of a team element thing, which I think would be fine. I think team element based stuff would be good for the game, but we'll see. Those are just some of my thoughts for now. Until we get more information, we really can't think of anything else. So that's where I'm going to leave that. But this is their next big step in the game. Would this have anything to do with potentially fixing the EZA problem? I don't think so. I think the EZA problem is still in the pipeline. Whenever we get updates on that, we'll get it. But for now, we will continue to get EZAs and super EZAs that will eventually become too aged and too power crept. So after discussing all of that, they talk about the web store. So again, the web store is the shift that a lot of these mobile games are making, simply because of the intermediary costs of having them on like the App Store, Android and whatnot. So because of that, they offer stones at a slightly cheaper rate in the web store. They do this because since there's no intermediary, they're able to earn more of the profit, which means they can lower the prices to an extent. It's not a lot, but in bulk, it does make a difference for those of you who are dolphins. So in order to get people to sign up for the web store, at least connect their accounts to it, they occasionally will be doing these sorts of things or promo codes. So they're going to be offering 10 free stones between this date and this one. So I think by the 12th or the 11th of September, that will probably be the end of part 1, but not the end of the new Tanabata celebration. You can get those 10 stones for free. So if you do want that, you would have to connect your Dokkan account, like your mobile device, to your Bandai Namco account, and you can work your way from there. They have instructions on how to do all that stuff for you. So that is the last bit of news in this broadcast. So again, 40 stones earned, essentially 30 from this, but 10 more from that. So I would consider that to be 40, and lots to look forward to. This is not an anniversary caliber celebration. I will be talking about this next point in my following video. But once again, remember, if you don't like the unit, that is 100% okay. We are in a very good place in the game where you don't need the newest, hottest character to still enjoy the game with other top tier teams. We've got some very high functioning teams right now coming off of GDC. One of those will still be fine in clearing most of the content. That being said, if you do like the character, obviously you might want to summon. It might be tough considering the turnaround from GDC, but still, you have another great piece to look forward to. But at the end of the day, this is not on par with GDC or the anniversary. So if you are trying to prioritize to get the most bang for your buck on the biggest celebrations, this one is not the same as GDC or the Supreme Celebration, aka the anniversary. So if you want to save, you can save for another 4 to 5 months. And when we get to the 11th anniversary, it'll be all about Tanabata wo. Y'all will be talking about the 11th anniversary, which will be way better. If you can survive on a free-to-play Rosé team or a GT Bosses team, in the meantime, I think you should try it. And I think you should also try to see if you can run teams involving the new Gogeta Frieza necessarily without running it as your main lead. Because remember, I talked about this in some of my like my reaction video and whatnot. If you are trying to activate or be eligible to activate both effects, both active skills, you need to have 3 super class and you have to have 4 extreme class characters on the team. Is there a potential top tier squad that allows you to run 3 super class, 4 extreme class that fits a different lead, but then also fits on movie heroes and movie boss? That is an interesting conundrum. Let's see if you guys can come up with that sort of answer. Anyway, I am just on the cusp of crashing out here. So not crashing out, but just crashing, period. So I'm gonna end the video. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below and in the comments your thoughts. Did I say anything utter just gibberish in this video? Because if so, let me know where, because I can't remember. But let me know your thoughts on all of the information that we got in this broadcast. Was it worth sticking around to learn it? If you are one of those people who is not excited about the LR, what are your thoughts on your outlook for the rest of the year leading up to the 11th anniversary? Let me know if there's anything else that I missed in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content of the future and click the notification bell so that you literally know you want to see more of us doing. Thanks again, stay tuned, and good night.